only just stopped raining. You can see I've got the jacket on. Yesterday, when I first started the video, you heard me say about the Unica. I don't know why I said that, because it was the Iconixs, and I tried to replicate what I did yesterday morning, which the film was crap, so whether I can or not, I don't know. I've got two types of pellets. One is Kevin's Hades, which is 1589 grain, and so is the Barracuda 15. So I've got 20 pellets here in Hades, and I want to go for the, as you can see, I've got two bullseye targets, and then these sort of targets what Ivor gave me. I'm on the tripod, not the table, so this is just as bad for me in a way of shooting. With the tripod, I've got to not lean it into the shoulder. I just got to let it take its own weight, the gun weight. I guess I'm not really into it at the moment, but even when I played that video back yesterday, I didn't even hear myself say Unica, not until it was already up there, and then I thought to myself, oh dear me. Of course, Paul remarks about it, so when I said Unica, I meant the Icon. Yeah, you're right, Paul, I did. But I'm still thinking about trying to make this into an arrow shooter. Whether I can or not, I don't know. I'll be very interested if I can. And if I do decide to do it, well then I'll film it, strip down and measuring the arrow and that, okay, so I'm loaded and the safety's off. And the sun's just coming out, so that's not a bad thing. As I said before, the only problem with this rifle really is the trigger. It's a bit of, I've lightened up the trigger, but not as much as I would like. So I'm going to take the first shot, and I'm not going to use this hand. I'm just using the weight of the rifle on this tripod and the squeeze of the trigger if I can. Yesterday, that first shot was a bullseye centre, and this now is what, high to the left. So I'm going to come low on the bullseye, a little bit right. And that's almost centre but high. So I'm going to come down a little bit more, right of the bullseye. So I take it by those shots, the scope needs to come down. But then it's hard to say because I'm on this tripod, you know. You can see where I'm aiming. And that shot low. Shot low but almost centre. Dear. Well, put it this way, I won't be replicating the shot I done yesterday, you know. Yeah, it's the bottom of the bullseye. Right, let's try and go for the crosshair. That should be funny. So, right of the crosshair low. Oh dear. How about that? Perfect crosshair shot. I don't know whether it's worth me trying to zero it in properly. Right, okay, so I've got the caps off, as you can see. I'm going to go for the next bullseye. I'm going to aim at the bullseye and see right, that needs to go up to the left. But you know, what's so hard about this gun is it's because you've got a heavy trigger and you've got such a squeeze on it to get it to shoot, you can move that rifle, you know what I mean? So if I go left, right, okay, I'm going to take another shot. I've gone left a bit. Maybe a little bit too much. Oh, what am I saying? Maybe, oh yeah. No, I'm doing it wrong and on. It's shooting if I've got to come right. Okay. I think that's too much, isn't it? Right, okay, so that's at the ball, so I've got to come down. Oh, dear me. And that was the last shot. It's straight in that same pellet hole. I'm going to go for the centre here, which is small. Oh, that's very close. And that's got the other ball that shot way over to the right. Okay. I think it's me when I'm pulling this trigger, I'm just slightly moving it. It only takes a gnat's breath to have that pellet off target, you know. And that's almost a ball. So it's very, very good. Now if you look at the reticle, I'm not leaning the butt into my shoulder, I'm just letting the weight of the rifle, really, all I'm doing with the butt is just kind of resting on the jacket, but I'm letting the weight of the rifle and the squeeze of the trigger to do the work in a way of, and that reticle is staying almost still, you know what I mean, although there's still movement now, but it's staying almost still. Yeah, they're just yesterday this was shooting very, very good. And that's a bullseye. That's a perfect bullseye. It's a shame you can't do that all the time, yeah? No. I think it's just down to that trigger. It's a shame. Right, that's 20 shots. Yeah, that's a real shame. I'm loading now the Barracudas. They was the Hades, so we're going to see the Barracudas are the same weight, 1589 grain. Oh, Paul, you were saying about your 177 shoots better with a heavier pellet, 10 grain plus. I've tried all that with that beam. And there's only 3 pellets the Beeman really likes. And when I done a test on it, the Barracuda FT is coming out the best. But as I said before, that Beamer's is very temperamental. One day it's shooting perfect, another day it's not, oh yeah, when was it? Not yesterday, the day before. Watching the shooting program. And it really sickened me, There's this guy shot a robin, a little robin. I forget how many views he had, something like 700 views and something like 120 odd likes. In the comments, what a fantastic shot. How sick can people be? For what reason would you shoot a robin? Well, for what reason would you shoot anything unless you're a pest controller or you're shooting to feed yourself? But to shoot a robin, we've lost all our sparrows, those little brown sparrows were there. And if this carries on, we're going to lose the robins as well. It just made me, I don't know, just after Josh and seeing that. Some people are just sick. Okay, so that's 20 of Barracuda 15s. We'll see what these are like. I know I've shot them before, but I can't remember what they was like. So we're going to go for the little spots. I'm going to go for the same spot anyway, so it's virtually in the same pellet hole. And that's virtually the same pellet hole. You know what I mean? The thing's a bit chilly. So I can come left on this Barracuda 15s. Those shots look quite centre, so I've just gone left. And now that's shot low, but centre. Okay. Right, we'll go for this one here. almost centre low. And that's clipped the bullseye. And that's bottom of the bullseye clipped. That's almost clipped the bullseye to the left. Bottom or left for 10 shots. Let's clip the bullseye to the bottom. I've got to put it down really to the trigger, I think. And let's clip the bullseye to the bottom. Yeah, they're pretty good when you think about it. Oh, that's almost clipped, but it's not even. So it's on target, but I think it's really down to this trigger here. You can see we're going on to the second stage of the trigger there. And there, it's low. Not bad, but I think it's when I'm pulling the trigger, I'm just slightly moving this gun a bit. Going through the same pellet hole. I think this might be the last shot on it. At the moment we've only got one perfect bullseye, and that's that one there. See, it's dead centre. Although it's low, it's dead centre, so as I say, I think it's all down to finding the right pellet. So that's 40 shots. I'm going to put 12 more in. How long's the video? Oh no, I'll have to end it there. It's 26 minutes. Right, it's decocked. The safety's on. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with all that. Well, on the small ones. Right, okay, so I'm turning the scope off. Scope's off, okay. Yeah, so the Iconixs shot quite well. Yeah, I mean, for the money, you can't really complain. And I haven't done no pellets testing really on it, but each stage seems different. You know, yesterday it was unbelievable. Everywhere I shot it went, you know. But that I can't prove, so I meant to say yesterday, if you go on Optic Warehouse and you're thinking about buying that Zulus, the Zulus stands at the moment with the RF rangefinder and that $499, and you can have it set over months if you go into Karma. If you have it over 3 months, it works out to about £166.66. And of course, you can have it over 12 months, whatever. So that is a good way to buy it, and it's interest-free. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a very good way to buy the scope, or you can get the new one out, which is now $599. Have it over Karma, you know. Yeah, it might help some of you out, you know, if you're thinking about the Zulus. Well, that's not the Zulus, but if you're thinking about the Zulus, you know, I do recommend that scope. For the price, you can't. Well, I mean, it's on par with a £1,500 scope, maybe even the DNT's a better scope anyway, you know, and you're paying, okay, it's still a lot of money, but it's, in a way of these sort of scopes, you're paying little money for a fantastic scope. Anyway, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you later. Okay, bye.